Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, very particularly the youth of Africa. I want to talk to you about the youth. How old are you? I'm sure if you are 18 now, you are excited because after 18 you can vote. You are considered an adult. There is a saying that the youth is the future. In other words, the future belongs to the youth. But if you're a young person listening to me, let me tell you in plain language, very plain language. The future doesn't necessarily belong to the youth. The future belongs to the prepared youth. Let me ask you a question. How do you see Africa? How do you see Ghana? How do you see Nigeria? How do you see Zambia? How do you see South Africa in the next 20 years? In 20 years, how will your country look like? In 20 years, how will your village look like? In 20 years, your village is likely to become a desert. That the farmlands will no longer be available for agriculture. In 20 years, all the certificates that you are having today will become useless. That all you have is a certificate. Your certificate is not enough for you to make life worth living. In the next 20 years, what are the opportunities available? Can you analyze to understand what is coming in the next 20 years? And can you project to put yourself in that 20-year period to find out whether you are fitting into the system? You know what? Your grandfather was deceived at the time he was young like you, that the future belonged to the youth. He's grown and he's become old, he's died probably, without getting that desired future. Your father was deceived. He believed so much in his youthful exuberance, and they told him that the future belonged to the youth. That was 60 years ago, and he believed it. He's grown and he's old now. Your father is watching you now as a young person. He used to be like you. Where is that future that was promised him when he was young? Today, it's your turn. And we are telling you all kinds of stories. The future belongs to the youth. And we are pampering you and letting you believe that the future will be better. Who is making that future better? Somebody must drive that future. Somebody who understands the next generation. Somebody who understands that future he's talking about. He can drive that future. Listen, if you are between 18 and 25 as I'm talking to you, by 2040, you will be between 38 and 45 years. If at the age of 25, you've completed university 2-3 years ago and you are roaming around looking for a job, you've written all the applications that you can write. As you are looking for a job, there is somebody in the university doing the same course that you did and you came out and you can't find a job. Now, it is not all about who you know, it's all about who knows you. And you think that that is the future that is better for you? And you are so excited that you have a degree? You are also excited that you have a master's? And you are in the house looking for a job? Probably the answer is not in that certificate alone. Probably the answer is not just in the knowledge you got from the university. Something additional must make you a different person. You know, in the field of innovation, if 10 people had gone to do a course and all of them are looking for a job and they can't find, and you find yourself in that same school also doing the same course, the probability very high is that you are coming to join the unemployment queue. And you roam around for 2 years frustrated and you start shouting. Why? Because you realize that that future was not even very existent. At the time you were studying, you knew at the time you were studying that in the next 5 years, that certificate would not be of any value, but you went because it is school. Somebody must be schooled, and all of us must be schooled. Being schooled in what? If you are between the age of 25 and 30, in the next 20 years, you'll be between the age of 45 and 50. So if at the age of 35, or at the age of 30, you don't have a plan. At the age of 30, you don't have a personal development plan. I am telling you, 20 years is coming like 20 minutes. And before you realize, you are just 50 years. And that future that you saw 20 years ago has just come. And there is nothing you can do about it. The future belongs to the prepared youth, not the youth. It's not all young people who have a better future. It is the people who are prepared for that future who will have that better future coming. It is all about preparation. Are you prepared for it? But sometimes what I don't understand, there is somebody who cannot even fathom what is likely to happen in the next 25 years. You don't have the vision, you don't have the insight to be able to project what is likely to be the state of our economy, what is likely to be the state of Africa, what is likely to be the state of the world in the next 25 years. And you are leading me into that future? A future that you don't understand yourself? I am saying that your grandfather was deceived with a wonderful future. He never got it. Your father was deceived to be a wonderful future. He never got it. You are in the same boat again. Many of your friends who are elderly have run away from the country. They are in search of greener pastures elsewhere. You are running away from the gold. You are running away from the timber. You are running away from the manganese. You are running away from the oil. You are running away from arable land into a land where there is nothing to do apart from going to clean somebody's office. This is the level of insanity that we have gotten to. A very rich continent with very poor people. What is wrong with us? We are rich naturally. We have everything in this continent. But what we require is the human capital. That capacity to transform the continent requires some level of leadership. Some selfless leadership. Some transformational leadership. Some leader with the kind of insight to be able to fathom and project into the future. Nkrumah was looking into the next 50 years. People didn't understand him. They thought he was mad. He could envision 50 years at a time. Today we are just looking right close to our nose. Even 1 year we can't see. And we are telling the youth that the future belongs to them. The future of that youth we are talking about is 20 years away from today. It's 25 years away from today. How will it look like after 20 years from now? How will it look like 15 years from now? Young man, young woman, don't be deceived by people who do not understand what the future looks like. Don't be deceived by people whose future is just totally different from your future. Can you share your future with somebody who understands you? If I am not going to be in that future, and I don't even understand that future, why are you following me? I cannot lead you into a future I can see. Don't be too excited. Many have gotten futures in the past that never materialized. Your own future may never materialize if you don't rise to the occasion and realize that times have come. And you need to do something different from what your grandfather did, different from what your father did, so that you can have that better future that you are seeking for. The future of Africa, the future of your continent, the future of your country, your own future belongs to a well-prepared young man watching me, a well-prepared young woman watching me. It doesn't just come. It's not on a silver platter. The future of Africa